Some stories are written in ink. Ours are written in fear. Welcome to Whisper Pen. Take a deep breath and let the darkness in.
Story 1. The 17th time. My God, this is the 17th time. If you're reading this, don't go to the last showing of The Midnight Butcher. Burn the ticket, throw it away. Pretend you have a stomach ache. Do whatever you have to, but do not go into Theater 7. They're laughing again. Look, Liam is mimicking that stupid line from the car commercial. Maya is secretly checking Tinder under her seat, as if no one can see the light on her face. And Ben, he's arguing with the staff that the butter on his popcorn doesn't have 360-degree coverage. It's the same every time. The exact same words. I paid $12 for a bucket of popcorn. I deserve to experience the perfection of butter and salt on every single kernel. I used to find it funny the first time. Now I just want to scream in his face, shake him and yell, "The butter can't save you, you idiot!" But I don't. I've tried. On the 4th loop, I knocked his popcorn to the ground. He looked at me like I just killed his puppy. And then it all happened anyway. On the 7th loop, I pulled the fire alarm. We were herded outside, but somehow, like a bad jump cut, we were right back in our seats. And the movie was starting again. It always comes back to this. The 11:45 p.m. showing. Theater 7. The lights go out. The theater's theme music plays. That fake cheerful melody that now sounds like a funeral march. I know every note by heart. The movie begins. A cheap B-movie horror flick. We chose it because it looked so bad it would be funny. The story of a psychotic butcher who escapes an asylum and returns to his childhood home, which just so happens to be a rundown movie theater. The irony. I don't watch the movie anymore. I watch the emergency exits. I count the lights on the wall. I stare at my own shadow, praying it doesn't move when I don't. Minute 27 of the film. This is the first jump scare. The butcher appears behind the screaming blonde girl. The whole theater will jump. Maya will let out a small scream and grab my hand. Liam will burst out laughing. But I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at the aisle to my right. It's there. At first, in the first few loops, it was just a shadow blacker than the darkness, tall and lanky with no clear form. I told myself my eyes were playing tricks on me. But then, on the 5th loop, it started to take shape, like the butcher's shadow on the screen had peeled itself off the film and was just standing there. It has no face, just a void, but I know it's watching us. On the 9th loop, it started to move. It doesn't walk, it glitches like a bugged-out NPC in a video game. It would be at the top of the aisle, and in the blink of an eye, it would be in the middle of the aisle. No sound, it was just there. The wrongness of it makes my stomach turn. It feels like reality is tearing. This is the 17th time I know exactly what's gonna happen. The butcher on screen raises his knife. The blonde girl screams. Maya screams and grabs my hand. Her hand is ice cold. Liam bursts out laughing, and the shadow in the aisle, it raises an arm. A long, skinny arm, black as ink. It mimics the butcher's movement perfectly. I have to do something different. I've tried everything, screaming, running, fighting. On the 12th loop, I tried to run to the screen and tear it down. I only took 3 steps before my feet were glued to the floor. My body froze, and I had to watch helplessly as the shadow glitched right in front of Liam. It didn't touch him. It just stood there, tilting its faceless head. And Liam stopped laughing. His face went blank. He slowly turned to me, and in a voice that wasn't his, a dry, static-filled voice like an old radio, he said, "That was fun." Then the loop reset. I woke up feeling like I just screamed in a nightmare.
and Liam was mimicking the car commercial again. This time I won't look at it. I'll close my eyes. Maybe if I don't see it, it won't be real. A stupid, childish thought, but I'm out of ideas. Minute 27.
Minute 27. The scream on screen. Maya's scream. Liam's laugh. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can hear my heart pounding in my chest. Please, please, please. Silence. Liam isn't laughing anymore. I slowly open my eyes. Liam isn't laughing. He's staring straight ahead, his mouth hanging open. So is Maya. Even Ben has stopped muttering about his popcorn. The entire theater, all 20 of us, are staring forward with the same look of pure horror. I don't dare to look, but I have to. I slowly turn my head. The shadow is no longer in the aisle. It's on the stage, in front of the screen. It's not a shadow anymore. It's solid. Tall, wearing the butcher's costume from the film, but its entire body is pitch black, as if carved from solid darkness, and it's no longer mimicking the film. The butcher on screen is gone. The screen now just shows a static shot of the theater, but empty. The entity, it's looking at us, all of us. Then it raises its knife. This time it's not mimicking anything. The knife is black too, and it drips a thick, dark liquid onto the stage floor. Then it speaks, in that static-filled voice. But this time, the sound comes from every speaker in the room, booming, making my teeth chatter. The next showing is for all of you. Then it steps off the stage. It doesn't glitch anymore. It walks. Each step is heavy, deliberate. And the screaming starts. Not movie screams, real screams. Chaos. People push past each other, trying to get to the exits, but the doors won't open. They're sealed shut. I'm under the seats. I don't know where my friends are. I hear Ben's voice, no longer yelling about popcorn, but crying for his mother. Then his voice just stops. It's getting closer. I can hear its footsteps. Thud, thump, thud, thump, like a sick heartbeat. This phone is all I have. Maybe this is a warning. If you read this, it's real. Theater 7, the last showing. There's no escape. Only encores. Story 2. The doctor keeps asking me why I can't stand the dark, why I have to sleep with all the lights on, why I jump every time someone stands behind me. He thinks I have PTSD. He doesn't understand. The problem isn't the darkness. The problem is what you can see in it. And I have seen it. It all started because of a stupid TikTok trend. The haunted Hyper D theater experience. Sounds ridiculous, right? The Grove Theater in LA had just installed a new 3D system called Hyper D. The ads claimed it breaks the barrier between film and reality. To promote it, they were showing a lame documentary about Hollywood's most famous ghosts. The idea was, with the Hyper D glasses, you didn't just see the movie in 3D. The tech would also project faint, ghostly images right there in the theater with you. A ghost might be sitting in the empty seat next to you. A shadow might drift down the aisle. All just light effects. Safe. Fun. We went. Me, my boyfriend Mark, and our friends Jessica and Tom. We were so excited. Tom, the tech nerd, was going on about quantum dot matrix laser projectors. Jessica had her phone ready to film a TikTok. We're totally gonna go viral, she said. Mark just wanted nachos. We put on the glasses.
They were huge and goofy. The theater went dark, and the movie began. And it was amazing. Seriously, for the first few minutes, it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. A woman in a 1920s flapper dress was sitting in the front row, her body faint and translucent. A little Victorian boy was standing in the corner, looking out a non-existent window. We pointed and giggled. "I paid extra $7 for this?" Mark whispered, his mouth full of cheese. "Kinda worth it." That's when the first mistake happened. Jessica wanted a selfie with the flapper ghost. "Hold on, I'm gonna go down there," she said, squeezing past the seats. She got next to the phantom woman, held up her phone, and pouted her lips. "Say cheese, gorgeous." And the ghost turned its head. Not a gentle, programmed movement. It snapped its head around with a crack of its neck bones that I swear I heard. Its ethereal face, once beautifully sad, twisted into a hateful snarl. Its phantom eyes stared right at Jessica. Jessica stopped smiling. Is this part of the show?" The flapper ghost opened her mouth and a piercing shriek came from her location, not from the speakers. Jessica screamed and stumbled backward. The audience laughed. They thought it was part of the show. But I didn't, because through the Hyper-D glasses, I saw something else. When the ghost screamed, a thin black mist sprayed from her mouth and shot towards Jessica, wrapping around her ankle like a snake. The documentary continued, talking about the ghost of a young actor who died by suicide. A man in a suit appeared in the aisle. Then the Victorian boy in the corner started to cry. Not soft sobs, painful, desperate wails. People started to get uneasy. The laughter died down. Someone mumbled, "Can they turn that off?" That's when I tried to take off the glasses. I took them off, and nothing changed. They were still there. The flapper woman, the crying boy, the man in the suit. But now they weren't faint and translucent. They were solid, as if made of cold, gray flesh and blood. I quickly put the glasses back on, my heart hammering. Through the lenses, they were faint again. Off, they were solid. The glasses weren't for seeing them. The glasses were a filter. The technology didn't project them into the theater. It opened a gateway. It pulled them from wherever they were into here. I trembled and told Mark, "Take off your glasses." He did. His face went from curious to horrified in 3 seconds. What the hell? Jessica and Tom took theirs off too. Jessica's scream wasn't an act this time. And then all hell broke loose. The ghost of the actor suddenly looked up. His eyes were pure white. He lunged at a man in a nearby seat, passing right through him. He screamed and collapsed, convulsing, his skin turning gray as if the life had been sucked out of him. The Victorian boy stopped crying. He turned, his face no longer a child's. It was old and hateful. He scurried on all fours like a spider, crawling up the wall. Chaos. People ran for the doors, but they were sealed shut. The flapper woman was gliding between the rows, and everyone she passed just slumped over, trembling. Me, Mark, Jessica, and Tom were huddled on the floor. Mark held me tight. Tom whispered prayers. Jessica was crying silently. The black mist I'd seen earlier was still wrapped around her ankle, and it was slowly creeping higher. The projector, Tom suddenly whispered, "It's the power source. We have to destroy it." Mark looked at me. "Anna, I'll distract it. You guys run for the booth." Before I could stop him, he jumped up and yelled at the wide-eyed puppet that was now stalking the aisles. That was the last time I saw him. We ran. Jessica suddenly collapsed. The black mist had completely covered her. She convulsed and slowly stood up, her eyes also pure white. She turned to us and smiled, a horrible smile. Only me and Tom were left. We made it to the projection booth door. It
It was locked. Tom threw his body against it until it broke open. We scrambled inside. The projector was a mess of wires, lenses, and strange glowing crystals, all spinning around a pulsing orb of purple light. The spider boy was at the door, shrieking. I don't know what I was thinking. I grabbed my jacket, ran to the machine, and threw it over the orb of light. There was a loud bang. The purple light died. The room went dark and silent. When the emergency lights flickered on, there was nothing. The theater was empty. No bodies, no ghosts, no Mark, no Jessica. The police said it was a mass hallucination from a gas leak. They lied. I know the truth. Doctor, you don't believe me. I can see it in your eyes. They didn't disappear. They just switched sides. Sometimes at night, when I close my eyes, I can see them. Mark, Jessica, they're standing in the corner of my room, faint and translucent. They're waiting for another theater, another new technology, another door to be opened. And next time, they won't just be ghosts in a movie theater. They'll be everywhere.
Story 3.
If you're watching this, we failed. We failed spectacularly. God, Josh, I'm sorry. Chloe, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Don't trust your eyes. Don't trust your ears. It can look like them. It can sound like them, but it's not them. It was in the tape. And now, it's out. We were so naive. Stupid film students thinking we were making art. We were shooting a documentary in an abandoned movie theater. That's where we found it, in the projection booth. A rusty metal film canister with faded handwriting on it. Do not screen. Destroy. Josh laughed. Whoa, cursed treasure. It's either a bootleg porno or Bigfoot footage. Either way, we have to watch it. I should have listened to Chloe. She said it was a bad idea, like the opening scene of every horror movie. But I was the director. I was obsessed with the idea of lost footage. My ego killed us. We got the old projector working and shined the film onto the stained, rotten screen. It was a silent black and white film of terrible quality. It just showed a man in an empty room. He was just standing there, looking at the floor. Something was so wrong about how still he was. Then he lifted his head. His eyes stared directly into the camera, directly at us. Before I could react, he started to move, not a normal movement. He twitched unnaturally, his head cocked to an impossible angle. A smile slowly spread across his face, a smile too wide for his face. Then the projector died. The room went dark. A voice whispered from the corner. A dry, cold voice. Josh. That's when we knew we'd made a terrible mistake. It wasn't in the tape anymore. It hunted us. It played with us. It used Chloe's voice to lure Josh away. Josh, where are you? I found an exit. He went after it. I heard him scream just once. Then silence. Later, I saw Josh, or something that looked exactly like him. It stood unnaturally still, just like the man in the film. It slowly turned its head and gave me that too wide smile. In a staticky voice, it said, "Dude, are you getting this? This is golden material." It learns, it mimics. It knew we were film students. It knew we were obsessed with recording everything. It's using that against us. From a distance, I hear its voice, pretending to be Chloe. "Ethan, help me! I'm in the ticket booth." That's not Chloe. Chloe's right here, hiding with me. She's huddled in a ball, her face pale, her hand clamped over her mouth to stay silent. But then, Chloe stops trembling. She slowly lowers her hand. She turns to me, and she gives me that too wide smile. In that same staticky voice, she says, Your performance is terrible, Ethan. You'll never graduate. I screamed and scrambled backward. I'm crawling away from the two figures that look exactly like my friends. I understand now. Too late. It wasn't a ghost trapped in a film. The film is a trap. It's a psychic virus. It spreads through perception. Anyone who watches it becomes a new host, a new copy. And we didn't just watch it. We recorded it. We made a digital copy. Do not watch. Delete this. If you're watching this, it's already seen you. It's coming for you through the screen. It's... The final word has been written for tonight. But the whisper pen is never truly silent. Subscribe and return for the next chapter. Good night.